Back at you again with another one. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. What are we talking about today? Well, we're talking about a situation of your 9 to 5 don't care about you. I notice a lot of content creators are going around YouTube making videos like that. First off, people who make videos like that, right, are just playing with your emotions. Because the first thing you have to ask yourself is this: why would you even say your 9 to 5 don't really care about you? They're not supposed to care about you. You're supposed to care about you. It's like, let me blame my job for why my life sucks. Let me blame my job because I'm lazy. Let me blame my job because I only make this amount of money. So you know what? It's my job's fault because they don't really care about me. Their job is not to care about you. You filled out the job application. You gave them your resume. You knew exactly what you were going to be paid, and you decided to work there. So you did that, not the job. If I hire a construction crew to come do some work on the house, even though I wouldn't do that because I can do all the work myself, but I'm just saying hypothetically, if I hire them to come do some work on the house, I'm hiring them for a job. I don't care about them. I'm paying them to do a service. When you go to your 9 to 5, of course they don't care about you. They're paying you to do your job. So when I see people do this kind of content on social media, it's really them playing on the emotions of people that don't want to take accountability for where they are in life. If your life sucks, right, that's your fault. It's not my fault. It's your fault. Your life sucks because that's what you chose. If someone is doing better than you can't get mad at them. They put in the work. They put in the work. Therefore, they're going to do better than you. But you can't get mad at them for putting in the work. And then when you see the results in their life, now you mad as if though, oh, they're stunting on me and they're just trying to show off. No, you're just jealous because they did something with their life and you didn't do it. You see? For example, I like taking care of the house. I like taking care of my lawn. I have the best lawn in this entire community. This entire community. And you know what? Neighbors know that. And you guess what? They seen me do the work. They seen me do the work. They seen when I ripped the ground, tilled the ground, scarified the ground, dethatched the soil, did what I had to do, put in the work, day in, day night. I overseed it. I put down the fertilizer. I watered the lawn. I've been out there day and night, working every single day, committed. Now, my lawn is looking immaculate. You know why? Because I put in the work. So now if somebody was to walk by and they get mad and say, why his lawn look like that and mine don't? Because you don't want to do the work. You don't want to do the work that I done. See? So when you look at your life and things are not going the way you want them, and then you say, well, the job don't really care about me. It's not the job's responsibility to care about you. You have to care about yourself. So if you don't like the way your lawn is looking, you got to fix it, right? See, sometimes when everybody got the same thing, everybody's comfortable. See, if everybody in this community where I'm at, if their lawn look horrible, right, they won't feel no type of way because everybody's lawn look terrible. You see the difference? So normally when everybody work at the workplace, if everybody's doing the same thing, making the same pay, and they're all complaining, y'all all feel like y'all part of the same group. So when you come to social media, if all of y'all life sucks because you're mad at your 9 to 5, you feel like you're in this one big group and you feel like, well, we're all like-minded. But if one of you stand out and say, listen, y'all bugging out. Y'all worried about your job not caring about you. Man, you're making excuses. You're just saying that because you're looking for a pity party, because you're the one that's supposed to care about you. If you don't like how much money you make, do something better. What I don't like about this narrative of your 9 to 5 don't care about you is that you're being disingenuous and you're being hypocritical. I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of you would say, well, you need to go start a business. Well, if you go start a business, don't you got to hire people? So if you hire somebody, now that person you hired is on the 9 to 5. So you basically put somebody on the 9 to 5 that you claim don't care about you. And if you really cared about that person that you hired for your job, how come you don't pay them a substantial amount of money? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to pay them based on what you feel they deserve. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to make videos on YouTube saying your 9 to 5 don't care about you. That's what's going to happen. You see? So I want to pretty much take a listen to a couple of videos to hear some of the complaints of people on YouTube. I'm going to start off with this one where a guy is basically saying, and I'm going to give the titles of these videos. That way, if you search these videos out, you'll be able to find the channels of where these things come from, so that if you want to take a listen to their videos, you can do so, right? This particular first video is coming out from a YouTuber named Ascended Dreams. That's Ascended Dreams. The video title is Why Chosen Ones Can't Work a 9 to 5 Job. Now, right off the back on the title alone, this doesn't even make no sense. Why chosen ones can't work a 9 to 5. Basically, what he's saying is that if you're a chosen one, you're too sexy to work at a job. I'm too sexy for this job, too sexy to work. No, it don't make no sense. Everybody got to work. The Bible says if a man don't work, he shall not eat. So for him to say why chosen ones can't work at a 9 to 5 goes against scripture. It makes no sense. Everybody got to work. I worked at a 9 to 5 job and I paid my dues, did what I had to do, and then I learned to do other things. It's just that simple. Let's listen to the tape. Let's hear what he got to say.
Why chosen ones aren't meant to work a 9 to 5 job. So listen, guys, if you are a chosen one, it's likely that you are just not motivated to work a 9 to 5. I get it. And the reason for this is, family, is because God has bigger plans for you. And with this awareness, family, God would never reduce you down to a title, right? Like, you are so much more than a cashier. You are so much more than a carpenter or a therapist. You are so much more than a service industry worker. You are an unlimited, infinite being that God created you to be.
Sir, how are we going to get carpenters to work on houses if they don't work? How are we going to get our food checked out at the grocery store if there are no cashiers? You sound crazy. You sound like a lunatic. This is why when I hear all this chosen one garbage, I believe that all of you folks belong in a mental asylum, because you say some of the most ridiculous things. The Bible says if a man don't work, he shall not eat. So if a man don't put in no work in anything, he's not going to eat. How you going to pay your bills? If everybody had their own business, how will work get done if they don't hire nobody? How can we build skyscrapers and houses and buildings if we don't have no workers to hire? You're not making any sense.
What? One more time for the haters in the... Let me say it again. God would never reduce you to a title, family. You are more than a cashier. You are more than a carpenter. You're more than a service industry worker. You are an infinite, unlimited being with unlimited potential, family. I said it first. So check it out, guys. I wanted to get out here to remind you today, man, that the reason why you can't work a 9 to 5 is because God intends to use you. Maybe you're meant to be a preacher. Maybe you're meant to be a musician. Maybe you're meant to be a teacher. But the chosen ones are oftentimes selected to show up in service to others, family.
I am so tired of this chosen one garbage, because these people are crazy. They really are nuts. This man literally said all this garbage and really have y'all believe in this mess. This is sad. So basically, God didn't choose you to work. He chose you to be a preacher. He chose you to be a preacher so you could just pretty much come on YouTube to preach. Right? Man.
We are the light of the world. So God uses us as the chosen ones to get out here and inspire people to march to the beat of their own drum, right?
Why does this guy sound like Mark the Messenger, fam? It's like all of these chosen ones all sound the same, guys. Doesn't make any sense. This makes absolutely no sense, fam. And see, this is why it's very dangerous when you listen to people on social media, because they say some of the most outlandish things. Let's go.
So listen, man. Another reason why you don't work a 9 to 5 and you can't work a 9 to 5. This one's important.
What?
It's because ultimately, family, you're not easily controlled. Like all of these other people are like slaves, family. They go in and tap into their 9 to 5 and make $10 or $15 an hour.
See, I don't like people that talk like that, because what they're essentially doing is looking down on people, and they try to make everything out like you're a slave. Ladies and gentlemen, you can quit your job at any given time. At any given time, you can quit your job. If you believe you're a slave, just quit and just think about how that's going to be when that rent is due. It's the end of the month. Landlord is calling. Said, bro, where that rent at? Where that money? Where that bread? Oh, I quit my job. Oh, you did? Okay, cool. Yeah. We're going to send in the people to come in and get you packed up, get you up on out of that place so I can rent it to someone else because you don't got the bread. See, the landlord and management, they don't care about that. Remember, they don't care about you. See, wherever you live, let's say you renting, right? Management don't care about you. If I'm management, I don't care about you. What I care about is my money. Where the bread? If you renting this spot and you live in there, okay, at the end of the month, I want my bread. I don't care about what's going on in your household. I don't care if your wife left you. I don't care if you got fired from your damn job. I don't care about none of that stuff. Now, they got programs out there that can help you and different things. But at the end of the day, if you ain't using those programs, that has nothing to do with me. Where my bread? When Visa and MasterCard is looking for their money, they don't want to hear that you lost your job. They want their bread. They don't care about you. They gave you the credit. You used it. You benefited from it. Okay, where my money? See, this is the problem. We just don't want to pay. We want everything handed to us for free without putting in no work. And a lot of religious people are like that. They think God is a genie in a bottle that you could just rub the lantern and he just come out with blessings. It don't work like that. Everything you want, you got to work. Listen, my lawn looked beautiful, fam. You know why? Because I put in the work. It was a lot of hard work, back-breaking work, fam. When I tell you, back-breaking work, the whole of October, I was working, putting in work. And now I got the results. And guess what? All my neighbors, they can see it. I know they're driving by, walking by like, can't believe it. You know why? Because they didn't believe that it was possible. Because when it was looking bad, after I ripped the soil up and ripped everything apart, it looked real bad. It looked like a desert. But they don't understand seed time and harvest time. I do, because I study the scriptures. You understand? I understand that when you plant a seed and you water it and you take care of it and it gets the sunlight, it gets the basic elements of life, it's going to grow. And I got those results. So if you hate your job and you blaming them, then you have the problem. You just don't want to put in the work. And I'm tired of people making excuses for their life and then come on YouTube and listen to these YouTubers that really don't got no life. They're just playing on your emotions. Let's continue listening to this nonsense.
But God wants you to make $150 an hour, right? So listen, the reason why you don't want to work a 9 to 5 is because you don't want to settle.
No, it's because you're lazy. That's what it is. You're lazy. You don't want to work at the 9 to 5 because you're lazy and you don't want to learn your life lessons. That's what it pretty much is. Has nothing to do with any of that settling nonsense.
You know yourself to be abundant. You know yourself to be great. You know yourself to be a light of this world, family. And when you work a 9 to 5, you kind of just fit in, right? But that's actually a sin, family. To fit in is actually a sin. What?
Listen, the Bible says when you are laboring, you know, like how when you're at your 9 to 5, There's scripture in there. I don't got time to run through everything, but there's scripture in the Bible that talks about how when you do your 9 to 5, you're supposed to do it as unto the Lord. Meaning you're supposed to do your job as if though it's a service to God. If I clock into my 9 to 5, I got to look at this job as this is what the Most High is using right now in my life. That I can pay my bills, have a place to stay, be thankful, learn how to budget my money. I might not make a lot, but I'm thankful. I'm thankful for what I got. I'm appreciative. I may live in a 1-bedroom apartment, but I'm thankful. See, I've been there already. I've been in the 1-bedroom apartment. Then I've been in the 2-bedroom apartment. Then the 3-bedroom apartment. Then the 4-bedroom apartment. Now the house. So there's a progression in life as you go. Some of y'all are able to jump from the 1-bedroom directly to the house. Then some of y'all jump from the house to a mini mansion. Some of you may never get to the house. But that doesn't mean your life is horrible, because you may be content with where you at. You may have a 2-bedroom apartment and you're good to go. Be thankful for where you are. You may not have a need for a house. Have it ever dawned on you? You just don't have a need. Do you have a family? No. Okay, so you may not have a need for a house. Or maybe you're just the type of brother or sister, you want space. You're like, look, I don't got a family yet, but I want me a big house. So I'm going to go get me a house. Okay, cool. Go ahead and do it. Put in the work. Grind. Make moves. Sacrifice. Do what you got to do. But don't complain about your job, saying your job don't care about you. If your job hired you, what they care about is you doing your job. In return, they gave you your salary. So it's an even exchange. If you want to do more in life, you got to do more work. Nobody's going to give you nothing for free. Nobody's going to give you no handouts. I don't like people that sit on their ass all day begging and hoping that other people open doors for them. You got to work and do your thing. It's like, I got a lot of people, right? They hit me up on Instagram, always sending me their music, wanting me to check out their music. I don't even look at their messages because it's annoying. Because it's like, damn, you're looking at me as though I'm the guy that's going to help you to get through. Stop doing that. Stop worshiping me. Stop going to me. Go to yourself and believe in yourself and go out there and make something happen and get it popping. Stop looking for somebody else to open a door for you. You got to go ahead out there and pay your dues, fam. You got to struggle and suffer. Y'all don't be wanting to do no work, man. Y'all be wanting somebody always to put you on. It's just like that in the rap industry. Nobody don't want to make their way. Go out there and become a Master P. Go out there and do your own thing and grind. Be a 50 Cent. He said, get rich or die trying. He ain't sit on his ass waiting for somebody else to give him a handout. Yeah, Eminem, I believe, brought him in the game or introduced him to this one and that one. I get it. But at the end of the day, 50 had to have been doing some work. He had to be grinding. Just like M had to been grinding. All of these guys had to put in their work in order for others to believe in them. You think a Dr. Dre gonna give you the time of day if you ain't shit? He ain't gonna waste his time unless you got that talent and that drive. So if you about your business, you got to get out there and grind. You got to grind in secret. And then when people see the results, they're going to get mad. It's okay if people get jealous of you. It's okay if people envy you. That's normal when you grinding. When you're a boss or a boss lady or whatever the case is, people supposed to get mad when you putting in work. But don't complain about your job. Your job give you your starting money. Don't ever disrespect your job, fam. I understand it be a little rootless and your coworkers might be a-holes and you have to deal with a lot of BS. But at the end of the day, your job is your starting ground, fam. Hold on a second. Let me do something real quick. I totally forgot. My phone is literally sitting right in the sunlight. So I'm playing with fire right now. Let me do this real quick. Put something around my phone to keep it cool. Hold on a second. Put this around the phone so the sunlight don't cause my phone to overheat. You gotta love the job that you have and appreciate what you have, fam. Like I said, guys, when I was on the 9-to-5 grind, the job that I had afforded me the lifestyle that I was living, gave me the ability to provide for my family. Health insurance, medical, dental, all of that stuff. uh, pension, if you want to celebrate that. I'm not pro pension. I really don't care about that type of stuff. But my point is, I had loved the job that I was at because I did everything in my life to acquire such a job. A job that I had wasn't easily gotten. You couldn't just go fill out an application and work at the agency I was at. You had to be very qualified, very skilled, and trained to do that type of work. So for me, I loved the job. When I got to work, I did my job. I took my job very serious, and I was well respected in the workplace. But when the pandemic came, they let me go because I didn't take the shot. You see what I mean? But I love the job. Definitely. I went to so many different classes, took so many exams. Think about the sleepless nights studying for tests. I used to have to buy books that cost damn near $50 to $100 to study these books in order to pass exams to get that job. How many of you have those type of jobs where you had to literally study and go through all this vigorous work just to pass a test, man? And then it's test day and you're sitting there and the test is a timed test. And you're filling in the answers and you're reading, and you have to comprehend what you're reading. You got to do deductive reasoning skills and this and that. And finally you get to the end of the test and your heart is racing, but you're confident because you know you study. So that's me. And I already knew I was going to ace the test, and I got 100 on every test. 100 on every test. You know why? I put in the work. And because of all the work that I put in and those jobs that I had, it gave me everything that I need today to do what I'm doing. So you cannot diss the job that you're at. You can't do that. You could say the workplace environment might be toxic. I teach on that. The workplace environment is toxic. Co-workers could be toxic. You can have toxic supervisors. But at the end of the day, your job is where you make your bread. I tell you all the time, when you go to your 9 to 5, you go there to work and go home. You don't go there to make friends. You might have a few associates you talk about different things with, talk about sports, you talk about making money, whatever. You know, it is what it is. But for the most part, you go to work to go and go home. I'm not there to BS. I'm not there to make friends. I'm not there to talk this and that. I'm not there for that, fam. I'm there to get my money and go home because I got things I got to do when I get home. When I get home, I'm working on my business. When I get home, I'm working on those plans and those dreams that's going to elevate me out of the hood. Those are the things that I was doing all day long. After work, I came home and I was focusing on my YouTube. When I got home, I was focusing on content. When I got home, I was focusing on music, focusing on building things, focusing on the studio. These are the things that I was focusing on. I was focusing on my plans, my dreams, my work. And that's something you got to do. Your job pay you what is needed to invest in yourself. So to stop complaining about the job, don't care about you. The job you have is not designed to care about you. They pay you to do a job. If I hire you to fix the swimming pool, I don't care about what's going on in your life. I don't care what's happening with you. All I know is that I paid you a certain amount of money to do the damn job. So I expect when I come outside and you say the job is done and I inspect it, I expect my pool to be functioning the right way. Because I paid you to do a job. I didn't pay you to care about you. Now, it's unfortunate if you lost somebody in your family on the day that I hired you for the job. Condolences to your family. It is what it is, but please, don't put that burden on me to care about you when I hired you for a job. So when your company or agency hired you for a job, stop burdening your company by saying they don't care about you and they don't care what's happening in your life. They don't care. They don't care. Who cares? It's not for them to care. You got to care about yourself. All right, let's get back to the tape. Find out what this guy got to say. If you're now joining in the show, I'm reacting to videos of people claiming that the 9 to 5 don't care about you or that you're not meant to work at a 9 to 5.
Let me say it again. To fit in, family, is actually a sin because God created you to stand out.
The Bible don't say to fit in is a sin. This is what I mean by these charlatans that come on YouTube saying weirdo stuff. Nowhere in the Bible says to fit in is a sin. They just make stuff up as they go.
God created you to be different, family. I don't know who I'm connecting with today, but somebody feels like right now they don't have any value because they don't have a job.
That could be anybody. There's a lot of people that will relate to that. This is the thing about these musicians, these magicians and warlocks, is that they start this psychic stuff when they speaking, and they know it's going to relate to somebody that's down and out. People, stop listening to stuff like that. Those people are warlocks and witches that be on social media.
You have the most value in the world because you have Yah. I'm going to scream it today, guys, because
when your bills is due and they're about to kick you out your house, I don't want to hear all that religious shit. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, fam. When them bills is due and they turning off your lights, I don't want to hear nothing about you have Yah and you have this. The Most High know if you don't get off your ass and go get some money and go work, you gonna be homeless. Do you understand me? We got to stop being religious. And I notice a lot of people do that all the time. They become overly religious when they come to the Bible, and they act like we don't got to work and we don't got to do what we need to do. If you want to be homeless, don't work. If you want to live in the slum, don't work. If I don't do what I got to do as a man to maintain my family, we'll be homeless. If you don't do what you need to do to maintain your house and your family, you will be homeless. Now, granted, you got haters that want you to be homeless and will try everything in their power to make you be homeless because they work for the devil. But let's just make this clear. People that hate will always hate. You even have haters on your job that try to get you fired because they want to see you homeless. They don't even like the fact that you got a job, so they try their best to get you fired by spreading a false report so that supervisors can write you up. How many of you ever got a memo because of a coworker snitching on you? Well, what they're trying to do is get you fired, because what they'll do is sabotage things so you can get a bunch of memos in your folder, and then you get brought up on a general because you got all these memos, all these complaints, and now you fighting for your job. This is why you got to really move solo in the workplace and just stay to yourself and don't be mixed mingling with everybody. I understand that the workplace, you got to work with people. You got to be a team player. I ain't saying don't be a team player. I'm not saying be half ASS on your job. You got to do your job. You got to work with people. But what I'm saying is roll solo in terms of not mixed mingling with people. Don't be a part of the groups and the cliques on the job. Don't do that type of stuff. Just be that person that's mysterious, that person that stay to yourself to the point where you're out of the way. Nobody don't know your business. Nobody don't know what's going on in your life, because the more people on the job know about your life and your business is the more they have to set you up to help you lose your job. Because I had a lot of that done to me on the 9-to-5. I had a lot of people trying to set me up, line me up, plot, sabotage, and then it could have gotten me in trouble, but I know how to safeguard myself. Like, for example, in the line of work that I did before, we were working in boiler plants. And in these boiler plants, we have something called a log book. So the log book is for you to pretty much log anything that's going on in the boiler plant, any deficiencies, anything that you've seen, whatever the case is. I use this log book because it is the Bible. It is the Bible in the workplace, in the line of work that I used to do. If I walk into the boiler plant and there's a loose cable, I would write that down. If there's a flood or a puddle of water that I saw, I would write that down. Some steam leaking, I'll write that down. Whatever it is, I write it down in the book. That way, if a supervisor come in and he notice there's a leak or there's a steam leak, the first thing the supervisor going to check is that log book. If he don't see that I wrote those deficiencies in that book, I may get written up, because what I'm doing is I'm not doing my job. My job is to be aware of what's happening and report these things to supervision. So not only would I write these things in the logbook, but I will also shoot off an email to the supervisor or a text message and let them know in writing these particular deficiencies I've noticed in the plant. We need to send X, Y, and Z to have these things repaired, or I'll have the repair done before I clock out of work. So these are just steps and things that I had to do to protect myself, because sometimes you'll have coworkers that would have your area for the weekend because you might be off that weekend, and they would sabotage different things, not write down different things, and X, Y, and Z. So when I come back in the next week, if I notice all these problems, I'm going to check the logbook. And if I check the logbook and I don't see no logs of anything that's going on, my job is to report that to the supervisor and be like, yo, I didn't have the weekend. I noticed the plant was flooded. This was there. Boilers were down. Tickets was through the roof. So guess what the supervisor going to do? Supervisor going to do his investigation on that situation and make sure it wasn't me. Because things happen in boiler plants that literally could have cost people their lives. People could have died. We had boilers that blew up. We had puffbacks. We had situations where it was major flooding, electrical shock issues. People could have died. There have been situations where people died in boiler plants already. So you have to be the type of person to protect yourself, because if something happened, you'll be in trouble. Like, for example, they have these particular type of boilers called hydrotherms, right? They normally be in apartment complexes. They're older type of boiler systems, right? They're very old. It's not like the HVAC and stuff like that. But they have these particular type of boilers. And what happened is, I remember we had some training where they talked about how if you're not checking your safeties and making sure everything is legit, you can cause gas leaks that can kill the people upstairs. And it's very important, because if you don't take these things serious, you can lose your job. So they had a person that didn't do their safety checks, didn't do what they had to do. And what happened was, I think they had clocked out earlier in the day. Somebody else was called to watch their area. And when they was watching their area, they didn't really know about those deficiencies, because they were running around doing other things, and something bad had happened in the complex, and they tried to throw it on the person that stood in. Now, you would say, well, the other person is to blame. But to be honest with you, both of them are to blame, because both of them weren't doing their job. Because if he had the area, he was supposed to check the logbook. Not only that, he was supposed to use his eyes, his ears, and you know, his sense of, you know, his five senses to know what's going on. Because that way he could have wrote it in the blog book and be like, yo, I just found a gas leak, or I just found this. And that way the supervisor would have been like, so hold up, how come the other worker didn't find that? You see that? He would have covered his ASS, but nobody did nothing. And it was a big situation. Fire department came, marshals came, all the deputy directors, administrators, everybody came. And if I'm correct, I think it made the news, because somebody must have got injured or something like that. It was something with the carbon monoxide or something like that, dioxide, and something bad happened. And if I'm correct, I'm not sure if they lost their job or they got in major trouble. But this is how you can get set up on the job, by coworkers who don't do what they're supposed to do. So you might be on a 9-to-5 doing your job. I don't know what you do. Somebody could be embezzling money from the cash register. And then when they come and they do a check, they check the money. It's coming up short. You on the shift. So now they're looking at you funny. How many of you been there? How many of you work in department stores where they had a certain amount of inventory, but because you have a coworker that like boosting stuff and stealing, he stole a couple of items, they did an audit or some sort of inventory check, found out a box is missing. You were on shift. Now they looking at you. But you're like, hold up, wait a minute. David was here too. Yeah, but you here. How come you didn't check? Your job is to do stock, right? Your job is to stock the boxes. How come you ain't double check? This is what happens when you don't do your job. That other coworker been robbing stuff the whole time. You getting blamed for it. You see how that work? You got to watch your back when you're on these jobs, guys. Especially if it's in retail or anything dealing with machinery and factory work and stuff like that. Very dangerous places, man. People die all the time. People get killed in these places. How many of y'all seen a video on YouTube? Y'all remember that video? I'm going to explain it. It was a dude who was working in a factory, and it was his first day on the job, and he died. Something happened, and the people who was training him told him to go under the machine to take something out. He went under the machine, and they turned the machine on while he was under there, and he got crushed. Put a 1 in the chat if you heard about that story. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen that video. There was a video, it's on YouTube. You could just look for it. Worker dies on first day of the job. Look for that video. Now, the people who did that, I guarantee you, they got probably arrested and went to prison because they killed a man on his first day, a black man at that. His first day on the job, he died because of neglect and the fact that the superior workers didn't follow safety precautions. Not only that, not only did they that's manslaughter. Not only did they kill him, They didn't even know how to work the equipment, because in every job place that have machinery, there is something as a safety shutoff valve, some sort of stop button that you press. In other words, if all else fail, if you don't know what to do, you press that red button, you just hit it. Boom, the machine shuts off. And the guy got crushed. While he's being crushed, he's screaming for his life. And they're busy trying to lift the thing up, trying to help him, rather than clicking the damn stop button to stop the machine. Because if they would have clicked the button, the machine would have lifted off of him and he would have probably been alive. He would have probably been injured, but damn, he just got crushed to death on his first day. So you got to take your 9 to 5 serious and understand your job. Just like if you're a police officer, you got to make sure that you're backing up your partners. You just can't be out there doing stupid stuff. You got to follow company protocol, all safety first. Always wear your hard hat. If you're in construction or whatever the case is, you got to always wear your safety gear. You can't be playing games. Listen, your job is to go work and come home. Go to work, come home. You don't want to go to work and we have to send a message to your family saying you died on the job. You know? Now you see the way I'm talking and I'm passionate about the workplace because I took things serious when it comes to the job. I didn't bullshit on the job, fam. The job is how you eat, fam. When you're able to go to the supermarket after getting your check, fam, you're supposed to be thanking God you have a job. Not talking this shit on YouTube about my job don't care about me and my job don't care. Bro, you sound so ungrateful. You got people out here that don't even have a job. People out here that are homeless and struggling. They wish they had your position. And here you are complaining about a job and you able to eat. You able to eat, fam. You able to go to the supermarket and get food for your kids. You don't supposed to be complaining about your job. I understand it might be difficult at some workplaces. We all got stress at the job. But let's be thankful, fam. Don't be like this clown over here making videos talking about, oh, you know, why chosen ones can't work at the 9 to 5. What kind of stupid stuff is that, fam? What kind of nonsense it is saying chosen ones are not meant or can't.
I don't go to a job every single day. But I'm here to remind you, family, this is my job. To show up in service to other people and to speak my truth and to share my testimony.
You see this nonsense? And that was my phone that rang a minute ago. Put a 1 in the chat if we back. Now he's saying that his job is what he's doing right now. It's easy to say that when you're a YouTuber and you're able to earn your own money. But the people that don't have that luxury or they're not content creators, what do you tell them and how do you help them? Let's go.
My truth and to share my testimony is the greatest service that we can give to people. So don't get tricked into believing that you don't have any worth or you don't have any value because you're not focused on the material realm, family. Maybe your value comes from being a drifter and traveling the world, man. Maybe you don't want to live any one place, right? That's okay. Maybe for you, happiness shows up in the form of you chasing after your dreams and your desires, right? That's okay. That means your soul is on fire for Christ. So listen, man, if you don't take anything away from this message, I want you to leave with this. If right now you don't have any money and you have nowhere to work, I want you to take it easy on yourself, man. And I know what you're thinking, man. Like, I ain't got no money. I gotta buy food. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I get it. But the most important thing right now is living in the moment, family.
This guy is crazy. See, this is what I mean about people that talk a bunch of religious garbage. If you don't got no money, no food, no this, and you homeless, fam, he's talking about just, you know, just chill, you know what I mean? Like, you bugging out, fam. That's horrible advice.
Like, even if you don't have all of your needs met, and even if right now you're not where you want to be, just accept where you are. Because
so accept being broke. Okay.
You are a star. And Yah is with you through everything that you go through, fam.
So he's with me everything I go through, and I'm homeless and broke. My kids are hungry. I'm telling you, man, religion is the biggest problem we have right now.
Even the struggles. And sometimes God puts you through a struggle just for the sheer purpose of you popping out the other side, man.
That's a lie. This is what's the matter with religion. They always telling you that God is putting you in the struggle. So God made you homeless. God made you broke. God did that. Yeah, he sounds just like Mark the Messenger. Just like Mark the Messenger, guys. Look like Mark the Messenger, too. This was crazy. He a light-skinned Mark the Messenger, fam. Let's go.
To spend some time with yourself and really dive into what it is that you want to do and how it is you want to show up in this world.
How they gonna do that if they broke and hungry? How they gonna do that?
Because you are different. You are special. And somebody out there is waiting to hear your story.
Yeah, that you're homeless and broke. Okay.
I am too. So with that awareness, man, I don't know who this video was for. I don't know who this message was for. If it was for you, go ahead and drop a comment down below to let your big bro know.
Big bro. He got that from Trent. You see how these guys are all the same.
With that being said, I'm about to get out the way, enjoy the rest of my day.
Yeah, you enjoying the rest of your day while they broke.
You guys already know what it is, and if for some reason you don't, you should find out. Suspended dreams. I'm signing out. Do not be controlled by the slave master's enterprise, family.
So the slave master enterprise to him is having a job. So that means if you have a job, he's saying you're a slave. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy, fam. You're not a slave when you're on a job, fam. You may feel like that at times, but you're really not, because you could quit at any time. At any time you want, you can quit. And the reason why you don't quit is because you know you need that money to pay your bills. So really, you're not in no slavery. They like to tell you that, but really you're not. Let's check out another video. Let's see what this one is. Here you go. Let's go.
But yeah, man, I want to talk about 9-to-5 jobs for a minute. I haven't talked about this in a couple weeks. I definitely want to...
And this video is coming out of a YouTube channel, Authentic Talk Podcast. Authentic Talk Podcast. If I'm correct, this same brother here made a couple of videos about me because I spoke about DoorDash. But notice this, brother. I just mentioned your name. DoorDash never mentioned your name. See the difference? See the difference with me? I'm not a gatekeeper. I can shout your name out, even though you spoke against me. You have a video titled, Your 9-to-5 Job Don't Care About You. Let's check it out.
Continue speaking on this. Look, man, I don't know who needs to hear this, but...
They always say, I don't know who needs to hear this. They always say that.
Let me say this. Your 9-to-5 job does not love you. Your 9-to-5 job does not care about your bills.
They're not supposed to care about your bills. You're supposed to care about that.
Your 9-to-5 job does not care about your health.
Why would they care about your health? Matter of fact, they gave you health care, right? So obviously you getting something in return, but I mean, to have this mindset of the 9-to-5 don't care about you is crazy.
Your 9-to-5 job
Let Zero Price help you invest and save for...
Let me get past the ads. Let me get past these ads, man. Hold on. Let's get past the ads. All right, let's go. All right. Let's go.
does not care about your wishes, your goals, your dreams. They don't care.
Why would the job care about your wishes, your goals, and your dream? It's not for your job to care about that. That's like me going to a job, but like, hey, boss, you know, I got dreams of being successful and rich to the point where I don't got to work for you. Oh, really? Oh, okay, you're fired. That's what he gonna do. He gonna stop you from reaching your goals because your goal is to leave the company. He don't care about that. He want you to stay there and work for him.
See, a lot of people, they want their 9-to-5 job to cater to them. You know what I'm saying? And I used to think the same way, man. Especially when you're young, you know, you first going into the workforce, you just believe, you want to believe that your 9-to-5 job actually cares about your future. That your 9-to-5.
I mean, who walks into a 9-to-5 job thinking that, you know, my job cares about my future? Who does that? Who thinks like that? That's some crazy way of thinking. I never thought that. Even from a teenager, fam, I never looked at a job as if though the job cares about me. I went to the job to make me some money. I don't understand that, fam. Everybody got to work at a 9-to-5. Everybody. And if you don't work at a 9-to-5, stop boasting and acting like you're so much better than everybody else. Well, I don't got to work at a 9-to-5. I got my own business. Okay, who works at your business? Because if you hired anybody, now that person is on a 9 to 5. So basically, you're a hypocrite. Because if the 9 to 5 is a place where you don't think people should be, why is it you start a business and then hire people to work for you? And now they work at a 9 to 5, struggling.
Job actually wants to support you, that they want to see you win. You know?
Why would a job want to see you win so that you're no longer working at their company? No, they want you to work there for 30 years. That's your choice. Some people are smart. They'll work at a job for 5 years and then they move on to something better. Some people are very committed. They stay with a company all their life. And it looks like slavery because it's like, damn, you've been with that company for 30 years? Damn. But then again, it depends on what kind of job. It could be a very good paying job. You know? It could be a very good paying job. Let's go.
And it's just not the case, man. It is not the case. You know?
And shout out to everybody in the live chat saying how I'm doing, what's good, Ringo. Salute to everybody, all the brothers out there. You know what I mean? My bad, you know what I mean? I see people commenting. I'm trying to focus on the content and I kind of just see the chat moving a little bit. Remember, I'm not really accustomed to doing these lives on the phone. I'm normally in the studio, but y'all know the deal. I'm working on the studio. But hope everybody having a blessed weekend. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Let's go.
When you go to work, you are going to work simply to do whatever it is that you were hired to do, and then that's it.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. We all got to do that, fam. That's why I don't understand why people complain. Why are you complaining, fam? You got to do your job. Just do your job and stop complaining, man.
You know? And your job can pretty much, if they get tired of you for whatever reason, they can fire you. They can let you go.
It's not that your job get tired of you. It's that you're just not doing your job. Let me tell you something. Your job lets you go for 3 different reasons. New company policies, company is not making enough money, so they got to downsize, or you're just not following the rules, so they pack you up. But companies typically want you to work. They're not in the business of firing people. You got to be doing things out of pocket, and then they fire you. Or they're downsizing the company because the company is not making a lot of money. The budget this year we're going over. We're not going to have enough money to run operations. So between operations costs and the cost of paying the laborers, we're going to have to make some cuts. In order for us to survive and keep this business afloat, we're going to have to let go about 1,000 workers. That way we could get through the season. You know what I mean? We can get through and then we'll probably bounce back. Once we bounce back, we'll hire back the 1,000 that we lost. Sometimes they'll do something where they might have got rid of you, but they sent out another letter the next following year in hopes that you would want your job back. Some companies do that type of stuff.
And they don't always have to give you a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like these jobs, they don't really owe you any loyalty.
They don't owe you any loyalty. This is the problem. If you're looking for a job to give you loyalty, you're bugging out. These are corporations.
They don't. And a lot of people are looking for a job that's gonna treat them well. It's like, no. That's just not how it works. You know? And all you can do is just play the game the best of your ability, and
you play the game by getting your paycheck and taking that money and invest it in what you do. I've been teaching this for years, so much so that other YouTubers are beginning to say the same thing. Let me check out another video. Let's hear from a woman this time. Let's go. This is coming from a channel, La La Level Up. La La Level Up. Let's hear what she got to say.
And today's video is going to be about fuck these jobs. They don't give a fuck about you. Work on your dreams.
I mean, already she has a bad attitude. Her attitude is F these jobs. They don't give a F about you. They don't care about your dreams. Bad attitude. Bad attitude. Because here's the thing. You could be on YouTube doing content right now, talking that talk. If your employer hear you talking like that, you'll lose your job. This is why I've seen a lot of people come on YouTube doing content while they work at the 9 to 5, and they end up getting fired from their job because it becomes a conflict of interest. It becomes this thing of you're disrespecting your employment and so on and so forth. And you end up losing your job because of how they see you conduct yourself on social media. There are certain jobs you work where they don't want you on YouTube while at the 9 to 5. This is why I tell people that if you wanted to do YouTube part-time to probably earn a few dollars, see how it is, right? Don't come on camera. You could do YouTube, but don't come on camera. Just make videos. There's ways to do it where you're not on camera. People don't always have to see you. That way your coworkers don't see you. Because I remember when I was on the 9 to 5 back in the day, coworkers was trying to get me fired because they would report me to the supervisor and be like, oh, he has a YouTube, he's making videos and he's doing this. And I mean, like, damn, bro. They called me in the office. It was like, is this you? I'm like, yeah, that is me. They was like, well, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yo, these people are some haters, bro. Like, really? Like, y'all really went to supervisors, man, to tell them about my YouTube? This is how coworkers will do you. This is why I tell you, you have to move in a certain way. And what happened was, this happened because of a dude that I think I was communicating with dude about, what I was communicating about, something about YouTube and this and that. And I said, yeah, I make videos. And I think he overheard when I said my name, and he went and he did some searches and he found my name. And then guess what this dude did? And this is how I keep telling you, a lot of dudes are snakes. This dude went and told women. He went and told women about this nonsense. And the women went and got on you to the supervisor, and they was like, yeah, he's doing videos about women. Because I was having topics where I was talking about black men and women issues. And they went around the job saying that I hate women. And I got called in the office because of that. And I'm looking at the supervisor. I'm like, am I doing something in the workplace to these women? I said, none of these women I know. I don't speak to them. I have never harassed any of these ladies. I said, if these ladies go to my YouTube and they get offended, that's not my problem. That's their problem. I didn't send them there. So I don't even know how they know. So it's like, what does that have to do with me? And basically it was this one big mess where they were having petitions and all this other junk trying to get me fired, fam, over videos. This is why I keep telling you, you can't trust nobody in the workplace, because a lot of those people want you gone. And all of these women were heated, and they was trying to spread this thing that I hate women, that I hate women. And I'm like, I don't talk to none of these women. I have my content on social media. And it's like, again, women don't like accountability. So when you speak about issues on social media about accountability for women, they get offended immediately because they know they fit the mold. If it don't fly, if it don't apply, let it fly, is what they say. So long story short, it taught me a lot about the workplace, that people will try to get you fired, and you cannot have a job and social media and have it mixed together, because some companies don't want you to have that. Now, the company I worked for, they don't care if you have a social media, as long as you don't have company logos, uniforms and all that stuff on while doing videos. And with me, I didn't have no time to do videos. So I would do them like on my breaks, or like at lunchtime. I would find like a spot in the basement and I would do videos. Y'all that follow the platform from back in the day, y'all remember when I made the basement videos, some of the best videos you will ever find, the classic RINGOTV Raw videos. And I used to do those videos in the basement. And I remember they would, when they were doing their investigation on me, they were like, but you're on company property doing the videos, so technically it's a violation. And I was like, first of all, those are on my break. If I'm on my break, I could pretty much do whatever I want to do. You know, it's on my break. I ain't doing nothing. You know, I don't have on no uniform. You don't see no logos. You don't see none of that. And pretty much when we went through like a little hearing and all of that other stuff, they were trying to literally get me fired. It didn't stick. It didn't hold. They were like, if he's on his break, it's the equivalent of taking a phone call. So they were like, you can't really do nothing about him. If it's on his break, and this is what I've learned from doing my research, because I was doing my research on how to beat those particular situations on the job to prevent yourself, from getting fired. And they said, if they're trying to say you're stealing company's time, your excuse, or what you should say, is that it's the equivalent of taking a phone call for 15 minutes. You can't tell me that I'm violating company policy by taking a phone call on my break. So if I'm making a video on my break, how could you try to make it look like I'm doing something wrong? And when they brought that before the hearing, they literally was in my favor. They said, you know what? He's on his break. He's entitled to his break. Making a video, making a phone call, pretty much the same thing. And they threw that out. And I went back to work and it was like nothing. And everybody was pissed because they were trying to take my job. They were literally trying to take my job. And that's why I keep saying people are some haters, fam. Very, very hateful. So if you want to do YouTube and you work in the workplace, don't be on camera. Just do your thing. Don't come on camera, because if somebody from your job find you, they're going to try to hate on you and see if they could get you fired, because they don't want you to be making money from the job and making money from YouTube. That's the last thing they want to hear.
Because honestly, I was going to make a different video today. I was going to be talking about something completely different. But you know what? We're going to talk about jobs. We're going to talk about jobs and how none of these jobs don't give a fuck about you. Anytime you're working for the white man, bitch, they don't care about you.
Why it has to be the white man? See, this is the problem. Her whole thing is working for the white man. Well, why don't you go start a company and hire yourself and hire people that look like you? I don't like when people say stuff like, you know, you working for the white man. You working for the white man. Why don't the black man go start a business and a company and then hire people and see how that works? That's a slave mentality, man.
So I'm sorry if this video starts off as being like, fuck you, but like, that's how I feel about my job. And that's how I feel about any job I've ever.
See, she just said, that's how I feel about my job. So if she's still on a 9 to 5, if her company was to find her video, she would be fired instantly. So my suggestion to you, Lala, level up. If your company find your video, they will fire you. Be very careful what you're doing on social media. It's not a game. It's very, very serious. What you're doing on social media can make you lose your job, because if you go into the fine print of the contract you made with the job, I'm sure somewhere in there it has something regarding social media and you misrepresenting the company. So by you saying F your job on social media, fam, if anybody from your job ever find that video and report that to the company, you will lose your job and you will be crying.
Honestly, that's how I feel. Period.
That's like I have a business and I have an employee that literally is out there on YouTube disrespecting the agency, and I find the video, that guy is gone from this job. He will be fired. There's not going to be no ifs, ands, or buts, because we know who you are, right? And you're misrepresenting the company and you're disrespecting the damn hand that is feeding you. If I hired you for this job, I'm paying you. I'm helping you to provide for your family. And you disrespecting the business online that's paying you, you got to go, fam.
Because you know what it is? If you spend your time working your 9 to 5 and not doing anything.
Somebody came in and says, oh God, this guy again. See, this is the problem. You're watching me, but you're saying, oh God, this guy again. But you're watching me? Nah, you got to go. You got to go. Bye-bye. This is what I mean about people that are crazy. Imagine coming into a live chat saying, oh, this guy again. Oh God. But you're watching me. Let's go.
Anything else for yourself. You're just making somebody else's dream work. You're building up that person's dream. You're building up that person's vision.
That is a very horrible thing to say. In other words, you working at a 9 to 5 means you're helping to build somebody else's dream, helping to build somebody else's life. Fam, if you go start a business and you hire people, do you feel the same way about the people you hired to work for you? That they're helping you to build your dream? See, this is the hypocrisy of people. They always use that excuse. You're mad because somebody else is smarter than you to start a business, and you're mad that you're working for somebody else. Don't get mad. It's just that you're lazy and you don't want to be a boss. You don't want to be a person who's a creator. You don't want to be a producer. You want to work for somebody. Well, if that's the case, listen, work and be thankful and be happy. At least you can learn the business and start your own. But don't rain on their parade and say, oh, you're just helping somebody to build their thing and do their thing. I don't like when people do that.
You can work at your job because, I mean, you got to pay your bills, right? But you need to take that money that you're making at your job and put it back into yourself.
That's what I teach. She most likely saw my videos. Trust and believe that. Everybody watch my content. Let's go. I've been said that.
Invest in it yourself, because these jobs do not care about you.
No job care about you. So it's irrelevant to say no job care about you. It's irrelevant. It's foolish. It doesn't make any sense.
They will fire you and replace you in a second.
Jobs don't fire you unless you're not doing your job. If you're not doing your job, they'll fire you. Jobs just don't fire you just to fire you. There's a reason for it. I told you there's 3 reasons for it. Some new company policy, or they're downsizing due to they're unable to run operations. So they count operation costs versus the cost of paying all the laborers. And once they do the math, they realize in order for them to continue operation for the season or of this year, they're going to have to let go 500 workers. So they did the math and they got to let you go. Or you are violating company policy. You have multiple memos, multiple times they had to talk to you about this. They had enough of enough. They gave you too many chances. Okay, it's time to get you up on out of there. That's it. A lot of jobs be giving a lot of people chances, and people continue to violate, and then they fire them. You know? Let's go.
They do not care about you. They only want you there so you could do something beneficial for them. These jobs are a give and take relationship. You provide a service to them and they pay you, they compensate you.
And that's all it's supposed to be. You see that? Think about what she just said. You provide a service and they pay you. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not a relationship between, like we're having this friendly relationship, like we're family. It doesn't make any sense. So let me see what we got. Who are you reacting to? Reacting to a YouTuber named La Level Up. La Level Up. The only reason why I'm doing like this is because I have the phone on the clip. I don't want to keep taking the phone down and, reviewing all these different people and showing all of them. That's why I'm just doing the audio. But her video is titled, "Your 9-to-5 job doesn't care about you. Follow your dreams." That's pretty much that. But if you notice that, I always shout everybody out, right? You see that, right? Anybody that I review, I always shout out their channel, or I make mention of their name at one point in time. I don't just do a reaction and don't let you know the source. All right? So now what she's doing, it might sound good to people, but it's actually the wrong way to go about it. You're supposed to appreciate your job. Wherever you work, you're supposed to appreciate it. Even if you're not being paid a lot, you have to understand that I have to be thankful, because with this job, I'm able to provide. I'm able to pay my rent, pay my mortgage, put food on the table. It might not be much. I might be going through the struggle. This might be a drought season for me. But at least I know I got seed in the ground. I'm doing a couple of things. I'm educating myself. I'm learning new skills. My health is good, right? So I got to be thankful for the fact that I got this job, especially in an economy like this. It's a lot of chaos going on, a lot of depression, a lot of people with anxiety, a lot of stress, inflation. So there's so many different things going on. And if I got a job and I'm able to still meet my family needs, I got to be thankful for that. And I feel that a lot of these YouTubers that come on, they say these things and they influence you into being thinking a certain way that you shouldn't be thinking. You should be thankful for what you got until you're able to do better.
More times than not, they compensate you way less than you are worth anyway. So I mean,
if you feel you're worth more, then do better for yourself. If you sign up to a job and they only pay you a certain amount for that hour, you got to think about, hey, if I feel like I deserve more, then I need to do better. I need to fill out more applications. I need to start a business. Look, ladies and gentlemen, you have 2 choices. You can work for somebody or you can work for yourself. I'm going to tell you this straight up and down. Working for yourself is more work. Working for yourself doesn't mean easy money and you're having a good old time. When you're your own boss, you got your own company, it is more work. It is more work. There is no days off. You got to work your ass off all day, every day. You cannot take a day off. Working for yourself, you'll lose money. Every day you take off or you don't put in that work, you're not grinding, you're losing money. It is not as simple as going to the 9-to-5 and you get a paycheck. See, when you're at the 9-to-5, they take care of your taxes. They take care of this. They got the medical. They do this. They do that. The dental, all these different things. When you work for yourself, guess what? You got to get your own medical insurance, your health insurance, your dental, your this, your that. You got to go do that yourself. So while you earning money yourself, you're responsible for all these different things. You're responsible for every single thing. You got to do your taxes. There's no paychecks that's coming. You got to make money. You got to grind. And if you're the only one doing all the work, man, you're going to be up all night working. So it's your choice. Being your own boss, having your own business is not for everybody. Some people are meant to work. Some people are meant to have businesses. It's just that simple. If we all had businesses and nobody's working for us, how are we going to have the businesses to run? I think that a lot of us are just ungrateful. We're just not thankful for where we are. You know, some of you are meant to drive trucks. That's your skill. That's what you do. You do it best. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you wanted to go start your own trucking business, that's your ball game. But some of you are meant to do certain things. There's certain jobs that some of y'all do, man. Y'all are so skilled at it, fam. You are a professional. You're supposed to be proud of that. If you're a mechanic and you're very good with cars, I mean, you are the car smith. You know your way around a car. You can fix anything on a car. I mean, damn, you're a damn genius when it comes to a car, bro. How many of you know guys like that? How many of you know women that know their way around a car? There are women, brothers, women. There are women out here that know their way around a car better than a man. You have a problem with your car? There's women that can pop the hood of the car, tell you exactly what's wrong with your car. This is what's wrong with it. Boop, 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 boop. Done. You there looking crazy. She's like, told you. And you're like, damn, man, I ain't gonna hold you. You good. Like I said, the agency that I used to work at back in the day, they put me to work with a particular sister besides the late Craig Williams, RIP to him. You had the other brother, Lionel, you know, very, very knowledgeable man, taught me a lot about the job. You know what I mean? Salute to him. You know what I mean? Very, very honorable man, very, very skilled man. And he pretty much taught me the job and gave me the skills necessary to be who I am. Never will forget all of the work. Never will forget all the educational times and the tough talk that he gave me. But then they put me with a sister named April. Can't forget about April, fam. See, I don't forget where I came from. April was a black woman that knew her way around the job. When I came in the job, I didn't know nothing. But I learned under Craig. I learned under Lionel. And then they put me with April. April was a beast with the job. A woman. Knew her way around the job. Skilled in all different aspects of the job. And she took me under her wing, a woman, and showed me certain skills. And I'm like, damn, this woman can work, bro. A woman. She got her tool bag with her, everything doing her thing. You couldn't play with April. Her name rang bells at the job. Everybody knew, and they respected her. See how I'm showing respect, giving her her flowers? Imagine if she's watching this live video right now, like, damn, I remember him. I remember him. I'm telling you, man, I don't forget where I came from, bro. And then this is what I'm saying. You got to always acknowledge all those people that help you along the way, just like your job. Your job gave you all those paychecks, all those years. You should be thankful for that. You should be thankful. You shouldn't be angry. Let's go.
Realistically, I've been realizing this for years now.
What you been realizing?
Now, and it's just like filling up my spirit. Like, yo, I would never truly dedicate to myself to a job again. I used to be like such a hard worker and doing the most, like really going above and beyond.
That's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to go above and beyond because it's not just for your job. It's teaching you to build character within yourself. That's going to help you to be a business person later on in life. And this is what a lot of you don't understand. You working at that job is helping you to build your work ethic, your character, so that you can understand how business works. Because if you're in the working environment and you understand how you got to be on work on time, you got to maintain the company, you got to make sure machinery is working properly, you got to do safety checks, you got to work safety first, you got to document, you got to budget, you got to make sure you count the costs to be the boss, you got to do all these different things. So all those skills you learn at that job is going to help you when you start that business, because you have the training of being at work on time. You have the training on understand how the staff should be run. You understand how to be a supervisor because you see how your supervisor supervise you. So now you're learning that skill. Even from a worker's perspective, you're still learning what it means to be a supervisor and how your supervisor give each worker different tasks to do in the company. So now you understand the importance of work ethic. You understand that I'm not taking a little bit of work. I'm expecting my staff to be at the top of their game. So now it teaches you that when you start your business, when you go through the hiring process, you want the best possible workers that are skilled to handle this job, because these workers represent your company. So if she's going to talk like this about, oh, I don't care about this and I'm just going to be half-ass on the job and nah, then guess what? If you hire anybody to work for you, they're going to be just like you.
I don't do that anymore when it comes to these jobs. I don't.
That's sad.
Literally nowadays, I just do what I can to get by. And
that's sad, fam. That is sad. You see what you just said right there? In other words, when she's at the 9 to 5, she just do what she can to get by. That is a horrible thing to say, because what that's basically telling me is that when you at your job, you're not doing your job to the best of the ability to represent that company. A lot of you folks, when you go to these stores, department stores and different places, and you have cashiers with bad, nasty ass attitudes, you got people that are disrespectful, you have people that don't want to help you. You walk into a store, you standing there, you need help, but rather than the person there say, excuse me, welcome to the store, do you need any help? They don't even welcome you to the store. They don't do anything. That's the kind of worker she is. She's the kind that will just clock in, do what she can to get a paycheck. That type of woman needs to be fired from her job. I'm just telling you straight. This is why I'm saying that if her company ever find this video, she would be fired. She would be fired, because basically what she just said is, I come to work to get paid and not do my job. That's what she just said. So if I'm her employer and I saw this video, she would be in the office the next morning and I would fire her immediately. I would fire her. Look what she said. Let me wind it back. Listen what she said, guys. And if you're her employer, listen to this.
I don't. Literally nowadays, I just do what I can to get by, and I don't give a fuck, because I'm gonna work hard for myself. I'm not gonna be here slaving away for these people who don't care about you. Literally nowadays, I just do what I can to get by, and I don't give a fuck.
Listen to this.
Literally nowadays, I just do what I can to get by. I used to be like such a hurt.
Watch this. Let me see if I can do this, fam, because I want to show her, because this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense, fam. Check this out. Check this out. Hold on.
Hard worker and doing the most, like really going above and beyond. I don't do that anymore when it comes to these jobs. I don't. Literally nowadays, I just do what I can to get by, and I don't give a fuck.
Wow.
Because I'm gonna work hard for myself. I'm not gonna be here slaving away for these people who don't care about you, don't want to give you a raise, barely have good benefits. Like, let's just keep it real.
See, you don't belong at the 9 to 5. I'm just being honest with you. That's why I had to make sure people see who you are. You know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, you don't belong at the 9 to 5, because you could be working in the medical field, and that's dangerous talking like that. You could be in the medical. Listen, there are people in the medical field that talk like that, fam. That is dangerous. Whoever employed that woman, she don't belong there. Because that's how people get hurt. That's how people die, fam. You shouldn't even, listen, she don't belong in the 9 to 5. Talking like that is crazy. Because that means she don't go there to do her job. She just go there to get a check and do the bare minimum, and then she's out. That is crazy, fam. I would not want people working for me like her. She's the type that make you folks look at businesses and hate them. For example, Amazon, right? Shout out to all the workers of Amazon. But from time to time, you got Amazon workers that don't do their job. So what that does is it make you look at the company and be like, man, I can't stand Amazon, fam. It's not Amazon, it's that disgruntled worker that is just wicked. They don't respect your property. They take your package and throw it. And it's a laptop you bought, but they take it and they throw it and it hits the ground. I've seen videos like this where FedEx workers took the package and just threw the TV and it smashes. I'm like, damn, it's crazy. And again, people, double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up.
The job suck. Even when you go to college and you get a degree, a lot of the times the job still fucking sucks. Like,
this is why a lot of people are stuck on the 9 to 5 and sound just like her. I had a lot of people just like her, fam, on the job. I had a lot of workers that was at the job who was just like her, fam. Didn't do their job, didn't care for the job, didn't care for the workers, none of that stuff. And this is how they were all the time. And it really, really made my day very tough because I had to do extra work in order to get by. You know, just hearing this is annoying. And if I was her employer, I would fire her immediately.
You could be an RN and you hate the fucking hospital. You hate your manager. Like, you know what? You could be a lawyer working at a law firm.
She just said if you could be a registered nurse, a RN. Listen to what she said, guys. Listen to what she said. This is why we are in a bad time right now.
An RN and you hate the fucking hospital. You hate your manager. Like, you know what? You could be a lawyer working at a law firm. Yeah, you're making good money, but you could still be miserable.
And you wondering why, when you get a so-called public defender or whatever the case is, you end up still going to prison. Because a lot of them don't even care. They're just trying to get that check and go home. She said you could be a registered nurse and do this and do that. So hold up, you a registered nurse and this is the attitude you have with people? That's sad, man. Imagine you a patient, a registered, you in the hospital and a registered nurse look at you like, oh boy, I want to go home. I can't deal with this job. That's sad.
The goal, the answer is to start your own. Start your own business.
You won't be able to even start your own business, young lady. You, with the attitude that you have towards having a job and the way you just talked just now, you will never be successful in a business. You know why? Because you don't have business mind. You don't have a business mind. You don't have the work ethic. You have a lazy mindset. And that's exactly how you would be in any sort of business. And the way you talking right there, anybody that's watching your video won't even take you serious because what you said is very dangerous. A registered nurse, imagine you're a pregnant woman in the room and a registered nurse is in there and this is the attitude that she have towards you. That's crazy.
Create your own invention and sell it.
You would never get to the level of creating your own invention because you're lazy. And with the way you talk, you won't even spend time with yourself trying to build anything because you want everything handed to you for free. I told you already, starting your own business is more work. Starting your own business will cost you way more than you think. Let's go.
That's going to be the answer to your financial freedom and the mental fucking stress from it all. Because I'd rather be stressed out about my own business than to be stressed out about some dumbass job that doesn't give a fuck about me. And if I die tomorrow, they don't care. They're going to post my job description on the internet and fill my spot. You know what I'm saying? So, like, honestly, I don't care about these jobs. I don't care about none of that. I really don't.
Now, if her employer heard this video, she would be fired. I promise you. I've seen YouTubers get fired over stuff like this. Like, literally, listen, you have people out there that will find her video, find out where she works, send the video to her employer. She will be fired the next day. Now, I'm not for people losing their jobs, but this young lady don't supposed to be at work. Because I don't know what kind of job she had. But wherever she's at, I can guarantee you it involves people. And it deals with something that is a service. And this is why a lot of you companies have bad service and bad reviews for your company. It's because of workers that you hire, that you're paying, and they're not even good at what they do.
And I'm only working my job in order to get ahead, bro. Literally, just to pay my bills and to go to school. You know what's so crazy? These jobs don't even want you to go to school. These jobs, they don't want you to better yourself.
Listen to what she said.
In order to get ahead, bro.
Listen.
Honestly, I don't care about these jobs. I don't care about none of that. I really don't. And I'm only working my job in order to get ahead, bro.
She's only working her job only to get ahead.
Literally, just to pay my bills and to go to school. You know.
Think about how many more people are doing the same exact thing. Think about how many of these companies that you put all your trust into and you thinking they love the people and they really care about the people. No, they don't. They're just doing it to get a check. You could be in the hospital. How many of you ever went to the hospital to get service, medical help, and the people in the hospital is treating you like garbage? And you're like, damn, I'm sick, I'm hurting. And it's like, I'm waiting. Nobody ain't seeing me. Nobody. Because a lot of them that are working there think just like her. This is why I'm telling you, you got to learn how to take care of your health, learn how to fix things on your own, do things on your own. Because a lot of people just doing it for a check and they really don't have no love for what they do. Every job that I ever had, I loved what I do and I did it with excellence. And I did it because I wanted to see the customer smile. I wanted to have a good reputation and always be the type of guy that when people came to the company, they can count on me. Even when I used to work for that agency that got rid of me due to the fact that I didn't take the shot, when I would deal with certain tenants and residents and certain house calls I had to go to, the residents were always happy with me, always excited because they knew that I did my job. They would literally be excited about the fact that I took the time and I went above and beyond to get the job done. And it made me feel good at the end of the day when I left and I realized, wow, that resident is happy, the tenant is happy. I was able to put on their hot water, their heating system is working, and they're just ecstatic about the whole thing. It made me feel good knowing that, hey, I took the time. Yeah, I might have cut my knuckles. I might have bruised up my hand by messing around with all of that other equipment. But hey, it was worth it. That made me feel good. And on top of that, I was getting paid. You know what I mean? In my folder at that agency I used to work for, nothing but letters of recommendation, nothing but letters that is of excellence. Time and attendance, TNA was perfect. I never hardly took days off ever, right? I had so much days on time, leave of absence, whatever. I had so much time. I could take vacations for like damn near 7 months or more. And literally I could probably take about a year or two off. That's how much time I had on the books. You know what I mean? But my point is, I love the job that I was doing. This lady don't love the job that she's doing. Sad.
So crazy. These jobs don't even want you to go to school. These jobs, they don't want you to better yourself. They don't want you to advance. They don't want you to upgrade. They want you to stay and be working for their bum-ass company for the next 3 decades until you die.
Bum company till you die. The same bum company that's helping you to pay your bills. There's nothing else I need to listen to her for. I already know what kind of person she is. Don't be that kind of person, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that this video helped you. I hope that stimulated thoughts, made you understand that good work ethic goes a long way. You got to begin to appreciate where you work, guys. Ladies, to the brothers, the men, the sisters, be appreciative of where you work. It might not be the best, right? Some of you have good paying jobs. Some of you are well off. Some of you guys might make a lot of money. Some might make 6 figures, 8, depending on your situation, you might make 70 grand a year. You might be doing pretty well for yourself. But those of you that might not be feeling like you're there yet, be thankful. Be thankful for where you are. My advice is, number one, get out of debt. You might say, but Ringo, I'm in a real mess. I'm in a real hole. Listen, you gotta cut back on all your expenses. Cut back on unnecessary spending. Maybe you got to shut off the telephone that you have in your house. Maybe you don't need that telephone. You got your cell phone already, right? Okay. Cut off the phone in the house. Let's cut that one off. You might have a certain cable system that is costing too much. Rather than getting the advanced internet, get the basic internet. That way it low down the cost of that. You saving about a good $100. Now you're saving $100. When it comes to your electric bill, you probably paying too much because you're doing too much, right? You may have to shut off the lights and, cut off this and don't have this on too long. And rather than washing clothes every single minute, and it's like you're just washing a shirt. No, let all the clothes get dirty in one pile and then wash them all together. That way you're using less water, you're using less current. You have to know how to save more energy. That way, you're saving more money. Rather than eating at the fast food restaurant all the time, let's go food shopping. Let's buy more food. Let's cook in bulk. That way, rather than spending money on lunch, we now take the food that we make at home and pack that for our lunch. Let's get back to making them sandwiches. Let's make our own little lunch bag and take that to work. You know what I mean? It's going to save you more money in the long run. Rather than buying Jordans and this and that. I understand you might like fashion. You might like dressing up. But let's cut back a little bit on that this year. Let's cut back a little bit. Now, when you cut back on all those different things, you probably got $1,000 right there. You see what I'm saying? Now let's take that 1,000, let's pay off this credit card, and let's do that for the whole year. Take that whole year to sacrifice, and before you know it, you'll get out of debt. You see how easy that was? Now that you get out of debt, that money that you was normally spending on all the bills, you can now put that into your savings. Now that that's in your savings, you're learning how to live a minimalistic life, not necessarily forever, but for the meantime, because you have plans in the future, right? But the point is, we have your savings going, you're building up your credit, everything is looking good. You're not spending unnecessary money. So you're feeling good about yourself, because once you get out of debt, you're going to feel good about yourself. So now you're more focused, you're more clear. Your mind is thinking better now. Now you can make better financial decisions. You see, you're going to have less stress because now you're not at work doing overtime. So now you can spend more time at home, relaxing, getting your mind right, and think about other ways of making money. So there's so many different things you can do to get yourself back on track. The end is not yet, but you got to be thankful for where you are. You know, you got to be thankful. If you want a better paying job, you got to do better. You got to educate yourself. You got to find a new skill. You got to develop yourself. You got to develop yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You can't get to the point where you just stay stagnant and then blame your job and say they don't care about us and they don't care about you. You're putting all the responsibility on your job. You're a grown adult. You're a grown adult. I understand adulting can be challenging for a lot of us. Some of us are still learning and, you know, it's difficult for a lot of people when you've always had handouts. I'm at the point now where I realize that if I don't work, I'm doomed. If I don't do what I got to do, I'm in trouble. So I got to maintain everything. But for me, it's not necessarily work. It's something that is required. We're adults. Adults do what adults are supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to provide. You're supposed to protect your children if you're a man. You're supposed to provide for your wife, your woman. These are things you're supposed to do. It's not something they shouldn't see you complaining. They shouldn't see you worried. You understand? I understand sometimes it gets a little frustrating. You might feel some sense of anxiety and stress, but bounce back as a man. Figure it out. You're a man. You're designed to figure it out. Every one of us as men, we're all designed to figure it out. As ladies, you might be working for yourself right now. It could be difficult because, you know, maybe your mama was always there. Maybe you lost your parents. Your parents passed away. I lost my mom. I love my mom. R.I.P. mom. When she was here, she always supported me, always helped me out, always had somebody to talk to. Now that she's gone, I don't have nobody to really talk to like that. And she didn't get to see where I am right now. If she was still alive, I would have her come move in the house with us, being that we have a whole extra bedroom. She would take that bedroom. My mom would be living with me right now. My mom would be living with me right now if she was alive, because she always wanted to be in a house. You know what I mean? She always wanted to. And if she was still here, she would be at this house right now until we could get things situated and she could be in the house. But for me personally, she'll just be in the house. I really don't care if she stay at the house. You know what I mean? That's Mom Duke. So it is what it is. So maybe you might be in a situation where you're going through a lot of stress, sadness, anxiety, due to the loss of a mom, and you're a woman and you're struggling by yourself. You know, you just got to really relax and, you know, find yourself and be thankful. Remember the good times, have family albums, videos, and go to a park and sit down and just kind of just get some air, get some sunlight, and just kind of just relax yourself and think about, how can I get out of this situation? How can I improve? What could I do? It's not over for me. I'm smart. You know, you got to believe in yourself. And then from there, you'll begin to make better decisions, because it can be very stressful when you're alone. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Just continue to watch my videos. If you don't have nobody to pretty much listen to or whatever the case is, watch my videos, because my videos is full of wisdom, full of knowledge. And a lot of people get offended by my content because I'm very straightforward. And they don't like that straightforwardness. They hate it, you know? So I'm going to sign out. I got to do some work and whatnot. And I'll be back later with more content. I got to get back to this lawn work. And it is what it is. You know, I'm real happy about that. And yeah, man, the lawn is looking real good, man. I'm really happy about that, fam. So I'm gonna pretty much get up on out of here and do what I need to do. Put this laptop back here so the sun don't get it, because I don't want the sun to destroy my laptop. Hold on a second. All right. Okay, guys. So yeah, we're gonna get up on out of here, man. Hold on, let me get on out of here. Don't want to hit the other car. Boom, boom, boom. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Yeah. Man, we're going to get up on out of here. I want to show y'all this, man, so you can see for yourself, right? Let me see. Look at this. Look at that, fam. You see that? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, fam. Hold on, go inside. Yeah. So I'm gonna pretty much get up on out of here. Y'all take care. I gotta get back to that lawn work, and it is what it is. I got a lot of stuff that over here that I gotta work on. As you can see, you have some more stuff over here that I gotta pretty much take care of. What I'm gonna do today is get some mulch down in those beds where the old mulch is at. I'm gonna take out the old mulch, put in some fresh new ones, and you know, do that. And yeah, man, it is what it is. I'm gonna take care of that. You just gotta be positive, man. Do what you gotta do. And that's about it. So I'm gonna sign out. It is what it is. Make sure you double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up, and we'll catch you in the next video. So y'all be safe out there. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. And that's it. I'm out of here. Peace and blessings. We out.